Welcome to the Spiritual Happening, Sipping Tea with Dory P. This is our second workshop. This workshop is on faith. Last week we talked about fear, but I want to catch Robin up with fear since she missed it so that we can go forward. The most important thing that I want to leave you with is 3 points from last week for fear. One is recognize who is talking to you. When you find yourself feeling disempowered, when you find yourself not feeling like you can go on, like you can't do it, when you find yourself feeling sad or forlorn, that's not God. Anything that takes your strength away from you, that takes your ability away from you, that you feel like you can't, it's not God talking to you. You have to recognize who it is, and then you have to speak. The power of words is like a knife. It will cut or it will heal. You have to speak what you want. You have to speak to fear. When fear grabs you by the throat, you have to speak to it. You have to say words, words that come from your heart. When you speak and something is in your ear, an audible voice is in your ear, it moves down into your heart. When it moves down into your heart, that's where your faith will grow, or that's where fear will grow. I want to allow you the opportunity to be able to know and have tools to work with when you are feeling like you can't make it. Know what it is that is coming up against you. It's not God. Then you have to speak to it, as I said. You have to speak to what is being said to you. That's not God talking to me. Then you find words of power, words that are empowering, that will give you what you need. And that's the strength to push through to the other side. So that's the first thing. Recognize who's talking to you. The second thing is pray. Pray. Don't pray to just have a lot of uh, antiquated language that is impressing you, or something from the Bible that's not really moving you. Move from your heart. Pray from your heart. When you pray from your heart, God hears. When you pray from your heart, it doesn't have to be long. It can just be, help me, help. Just those words, the Holy Spirit will take those words up before the Father, and He will move on your behalf. And sometimes you're so deeply covered in trouble, you can't even find help me. Sometimes it's just uh, uh, that right there, the book of sorrow. That is a book of sorrow that the Holy Spirit can take before the Lord, and He will come. He will come and He will move on your behalf. So it's not about how lengthy the prayer is. It's not about how eloquent the prayer is. It's just help me. Or it's just being honest and real and true in what you are feeling. And when you do that, God will move. That is another way to push fear out of your life. And the third way is be quiet. After you pray, be still and listen. When you listen, God will speak. And when He speaks, you will know what to do. You can look at fear and you can think. I want to liken it to Peter on the boat. When Peter was on the boat, Peter called out to Jesus when everybody screaming, thinking that Jesus walking on the water toward the boat was a ghost. And he said, "If that is you, Master, bid me to walk on the water." Now, when you think about that, you have 11 other disciples, and none of those disciples was asking the Lord to let them walk on the water. So Peter had to have a certain amount of faith to even ask a question like that, and then be bold enough to step out on it. So he walked to the edge of the boat and he got into the water and he walked. But where the problem lies, fear rose. It rose up because he started looking at the waves. He started looking at the boat shaking back and forth. He started looking at the water, the waves, and what did he do? And the wind whirling around his head. He let go of the faith that he had to walk toward Jesus because he got distracted by all of the things that were bringing fear to him, that he began to sink. Then he had to call out to Jesus, "Master, Master, save me." Jesus took him by the hand and brought him back to the boat. Now we can look at a few things right here. First thing is the fear. The fear is what took him to the place of possibly drowning. He would have drowned for sure. But the faith was the thing that brought him to water, that he could walk on water until he got distracted. That's what fear does. It distracts us from the light of the truth of faith and what God can do. So I wanted to just give you that. That's overcoming fear through prayer, through meditating, being quiet, listening, through recognizing who's talking to you. Faith will always overcome fear.